Welcome, everybody, to the Sonoma Spiel. My name is Tim with the Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau. Lovely day today in Sonoma. I say that every week. I went to the farmer's market, got a taco from Costa Tacos. I got 2 tacos, actually. Got a coffee from Yeehaw Coffee. Had a great time. And the weekend's shaping up to be a lovely weekend. But this week, listeners, I have a special treat for you. I have a very special guest. I know every week I say I have a very special guest. This time I actually mean it. I have Jana Wang with Refill Madness. Hello, how you doing?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you for joining me. Jana, Jana.
Yes.
Wang, W-A-N-J.
Almost.
W-A-N-G.
Yeah, W-A-N-G. There you go.
W-A-N-G.
Mixing in some extra J's.
Putting it in there.
Yes, Jana Wang from
Wang.
Refill Madness.
Refill, R-E-F-I-L-L.
Yes.
It's just like sounding everything
Let's
out right
just
now.
spell everything
Let's just
out.
do it. And Jana, welcome. I'm again glad you're here.
Thank you.
You had to walk all of a half a block because your store is right by us.
Yes, I know. I'm right here, Central Sonoma.
Central Sonoma.
I guess
my office
central.
is downtown Sonoma.
Yeah, you're on the square, the plaza.
Square,
that's its
right.
own thing.
That's its own, in the sprawling metropolis.
Yeah.
That is Sonoma.
Yes.
And you're over there by the Sonoma Marketplace or Sonoma Market. It's
Exactly.
Right there.
Yeah.
Scandia Bakery.
Right next to Scandia.
Amy's Chinese.
Yep.
The workout place.
Yeah.
And right in the
Anytime
middle,
Fitness.
Refill Madness.
Yes, we're right by everything. It's so easy, so convenient
It
to
is so
stop by.
convenient. So tell me, what is Refill Madness?
Yes, I'm so happy to be here today because it's very appropriate. Today is World Refill Day. I don't know if you knew that.
Today's World Refill Day?
Today is World Refill Day.
I refilled my sustainable cup.
I see
so
that.
as I take a sip, tell me about it.
Yes, so World Refill Day. So happy to be here. It's just it's a day to raise awareness about refilling things as opposed to getting things that are single-use packaging. So, and that's really what our goal at my store is.
Okay.
Is to help people switch over their daily staple products to things that are you refill it, and instead of buying a new bottle each time or a new package each time.
Right.
So we have things like dish soap, laundry detergent, lotion, shampoo, conditioner. We have over 100 products, actually.
Really?
Yeah, we have a lot. And then we have things that are powders, too. Dishwasher powder, Epsom salts, things like that, too.
Okay. And so you're a place where people can, if normally, let's say you buy things from a large company that rhymes with Schmachter and Gamble.
Yep.
Right. And they're known for their creative packaging, a lot of plastic, a lot of petrochemical in there.
Yep.
You buy your detergents. What you're saying is you have the option to go in there with your existing package and say, hey, I need some laundry detergent.
Yes.
And you have bulk.
Yeah, we do it. So we get things either by the barrel, 55-gallon drums.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then the drums are reused.
Good.
We get things by 5-gallon buckets. Some of those end up either being given away to be reused or the companies reuse them, or even gallon size. So we get things in bulk. And so, you can bring your laundry jug in, any brand, it doesn't matter, and fill it up with our good stuff. And so therefore you are not creating a new container existing in the world.
That's one of the big problems, right?
You're reusing,
You always see those photos of a beach somewhere. They're here's this beautiful tropical beach. And you think, oh, I always want to go there, it's in the Philippines or something, or Thailand. And then you see there's a lot of plastic floating around.
Yes.
And it seems like is that a problem?
Yes, it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem. And it's not even just a problem in other countries. Of course it is. We don't want those beaches to be clogged with plastic. But even just here in the United States, we do put things in the recycle bin, but there's not really a guarantee that it's going to be recycled and purchased in the recyclables market. And, hopefully it will.
Right.
But it's an interesting process, and the better thing is just to reduce what you buy and reuse what you can.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I've heard the phrase wishful recycling.
Yeah.
This is recyclable, so I'm going to buy it because I have that virtue behind it. When in reality, there might not be a secondary market for that product.
Exactly.
And it might end up in a landfill or just being shipped to another country and becoming their problem.
Right. Yep.
So be kind of out of sight, out of mind it.
Yeah. So of course, recycle. If you have things that need to be recycled, recycle them, clean them, recycle them. But really just reducing and reusing is the better first step before recycling.
How'd you get into this?
So one of my good friends opened a refill shop called Refill Madness.
Okay.
7 years ago in Sacramento. My good friend Sloan. And she got the idea from another refill company she saw in Southern California.
Okay.
And she felt like, wow, we need that in Sacramento. I'm going to open a refill store.
Right.
So she did that. And it's a great shop. And I would go there. And she's my friend. I would shop there. And I just loved it. I just thought, wow, this makes so much sense. Oh my gosh, I can reuse a container more than once. And it's like, a plastic bottle can survive for 500 years. Why not refill it?
Right. It's not like you put your dish soap in your squeezable dish soap. It's over.
Yeah, no, like you can reuse that bottle again. So I started refilling at her store.
Okay.
And just loved the concept and always kind of had it in my mind like, oh, I wish we had a refill shop in Sonoma.
Okay.
And then, I used to work in education, but during the pandemic, all sorts of changes with...
What?
Yeah.
There were changes? Things changed? Get out of here.
Yeah, my job situation was totally different. And my husband and I talked about it, and I really have to give credit to him on this. He really was like, we should start a business.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you doing before this?
I was working a few places. I worked with international students at a school in Santa Rosa, Sonoma Academy. And I worked at Sonoma State, and I also worked for a small school here in Sonoma. So I was working with mostly international students.
And I imagine during COVID, things changed.
Yeah. So during COVID...
No international students.
Like no international travel. So So, and I love doing that. I love being an English teacher. But yeah, at the time, we just had no idea what the future outlook was.
Right.
And... also, just, with having a family and everything, the schedule was a little tricky sometimes. So there was other factors, too. It wasn't just COVID. There was other reasons why we thought owning a business would be nice.
Right.
So I had my husband, I had my friend Sloan, and I said, you know what? I don't want to reinvent the wheel. She has a successful refill shop.
She had a model in Sacramento.
Yep.
Okay.
And so I said to her, hey.
Can I learn from your mistakes?
Yeah. You want to open another refill shop and we can be partners? And she was like, yep, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and she and I work great together.
Okay.
She and I really are very on the same page about everything. So it's been a awesome partnership with her.
Oh, good.
Again, my husband helps me a lot. I got my parents here in town watching my kids.
Oh, good.
Refill Madness Sonoma, really, I have to give so much credit to the people that helped me.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's how it all happened. So Sloan helped me because we had the model, and
got it.
It's been great so far.
What were some of the things she stumbled on that maybe you didn't have to stumble on because she did it for you?
Yeah, sometimes it's just like finding what products sell, what people like, which vendors are easy to work with or not easy to work with. Yeah, those are some of the things. It's really, and we still run into that too. We're still always trying to bring in new things because people are asking for new products too. And then also if things aren't selling, we move them out. So it's always, it's like a very fluid, things are changing all the time in businesses.
Let me ask, what's like a top seller or something people are really interested in? Why do people go in there?
Yeah, so we do have a lot of refillable products, but we also have other cool, I like to call them, you can call them zero waste or low waste products. And so these are things that essentially replace, like maybe you used to buy it in a plastic package. Now you can get it with no plastic. So that's why we call it like zero waste or low waste. One of the big things we sell is True Earth laundry strips.
Okay.
And it's basically like a little thin strip square of like dehydrated laundry detergent. Okay. And so instead of buying liquid laundry detergent in a bottle that comes in a plastic container, or even like I said, I get it in a bulk one, it's still a container out there in the world. Okay. These laundry strips, you just put it in the water and it dissolves and that's it. Okay. And it comes to me in a brown paper box. Oh, interesting. So you've eliminated all the plastic packaging from laundry detergent. Right. So that's a really big seller. Okay. So that's like one of our most popular ones.
Do you have, I've seen like shampoo bars.
Yeah, we have those.
It's like, and maybe this is, for someone my age, like this seems so novel, but maybe it's actually harkening back to the original product. It's like, it looks like a bar of soap. Yeah. I guess it is a bar of soap, but it's a bar of shampoo.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's clever is there's you said no plastic after the fact.
Exactly.
And you just kind of like rub it on your hands, like just get it wet and it becomes.
Yeah, so you just like rub it on your head or that's it. It's a shampoo bar, conditioner bar. We have those and they work great. Okay. Yeah, those are really great too.
That's, when I walk in there, it does seem to harken back to the old general stores or mercantiles of before packaging, which was part of modern marketing.
Yes.
And consumer packaging. Like, in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, it was like the latest and greatest. And, you change the packaging to make people think it's something new.
Right.
And whereas you guys like have the stuff like, no, this is the actual product and the product sells itself.
Yes.
Not the
it's just in a glass jar with no
Right.
packaging. Yeah, I do have a lot of things that are like packaged just, like some of the shampoo bars. I just have the bar not even wrapped up. It's just in a little like bulk apothecary jar. So people can see what it is.
Right.
And you just take one out and that's it. Like there's no packaging.
Which I think brings people back to the essential nature of what this product is.
Yeah.
Because you're not using a lot of hand wavy trickery. Look,
Yeah.
this is gonna clean this is gonna do that. Bonus, and importantly, it's not going to destroy the environment by
Exactly.
creating another package and a sort of throwaway society.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. Let me ask you this, did you grow up here in Sonoma?
I did. I'm from
did?
Sonoma. I'm
Oh,
a
you're
Sonoma local.
Oh, look
yeah.
at you. Did you go to the high school here?
I did. I went to Flowery, I went to
Okay.
Altamira, and I went to the high school.
Go Dragons.
Yep.
They just graduated, I think, 2 weeks ago or
Yeah.
something like that. Why did you choose to open your store in Sonoma then? Were you living here and deciding like this is the spot, or did you just come back here? You were working, you guys were already living in town.
Yeah, we were living here. So I moved back here. I lived elsewhere pretty much most of like my 20s. Like a solid 10 years. I was not in Sonoma, but then I came back right around the time I got married, and I had gone back to Sonoma State to do my master's degree in education, and so
go see wolves.
yes,
I gotta keep. Yeah, okay, go.
yeah. So
Okay.
after doing that, then my husband and I were living here in Sonoma, and like kids are here, and my mom and dad live here in town.
Okay.
So it was nice to be
It seemed
back.
to fit,
Yeah,
to
it
make a thing
fits.
there.
And then of course, a small town like this. Also, I just felt like I think people in Sonoma would get it, would get the
Right.
refills,
Right.
would care enough to put in the little bit of effort it takes to switch over. And I
Right.
think people are environmentally conscious here.
Yeah.
I think I just thought this would be a good place.
And it worked out.
Yeah, I
So
think
far?
so.
Yeah, it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
And what's nice is also you're not, like we said, in downtown sprawling Sonoma. But 6 blocks away or 5 blocks away. Do you find people wandering in who aren't locals who are just sort of like, what is this place or what's going on?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I have some people wandering in, but you know what I actually have quite a bit of too is I have a lot of Sonoma locals who may have like family visiting from out of state,
right.
and they're like bring their family in to show them
Oh, interesting.
my store.
Okay.
They're like, oh, my sister is visiting from Michigan, and I wanted to show her your store.
That's
so
interesting.
I know.
Okay.
So I have actually like a handful where people are like they want to show off the refill store to their
okay.
out of state family
You
or
tell
out of
Sloan,
town.
hey, maybe they'll become like the Traverse City Refill Madness or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of cool, because again, it's just kind of spreading the word like this is a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, I saw a similar store at one place, and it was that concept. Like, I never even thought of that, which is weird because our great-grandparents, that was how they lived.
Yeah.
And we assume, everything's, packaged in plastic.
Right.
Always.
Everything has to
Toothpaste has to be
come off a
plastic
shelf
forever.
in a
Right.
container. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I do have some people from out of town too. And, I've had some people from out of town that have again, they might be coming up here for other fun Sonoma things.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, by the way, I'm going to stop by that
Going in
refill
there.
shop. Yeah.
Or if you're in a vacation rental or you're here for a long time,
Yes.
good idea to come up there.
Yeah, I have a few also customers who do like bulk. They buy things in bulk for their vacation rentals.
Oh, I see.
Because
So
we also, we can refill your small containers, but you could also buy a big gallon of shampoo if you wanted a gallon of
Got it.
shampoo
Okay.
or hand soap. And we also can sell the bulk sizes. So if you're, refilling containers like week after week, if you have a vacation
Right.
rental, it's more convenient to do that. And again, you don't have to go buy new
Or if
bottles
you
every time.
Ran a health club or had a swim team, it's always washing their hair after something. So that's actually a smart idea. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that. That's,
Yeah, so I can also
industrial
do that
uses.
for,
Okay.
like businesses.
Are there any products that you make that kind of use locally made stuff or like kind of ingredients?
I mean, we do have quite a few products from local companies.
Okay.
Like, for example, we,
For example.
for example, there's a few really lovely brands like Three Sisters Apothecary, which is a soap company based in Pen Grove.
Okay.
We carry their soaps.
that's
They're
neat.
super nice. Yeah. And then
And they're making soap.
they're making soap, body butter, salt scrubs, like all sorts of cool Bath and Body products.
So kind of premium products, though.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have their company. We carry like three main brands for like shampoo and body wash, and they're all located in the Bay Area.
Oh, good. Okay, so it's kind of nice. It's like a little feel and taste of the area.
Yeah. We really try to do as much locally made products as we can because again, it cuts down on shipping.
Right. Of course.
And also it just incorporates the local economy a little bit more. I do have other brands that aren't from Sonoma, of course. Like
God
some
forbid.
of our products.
What? Get out of here.
I've got some Canadian brands.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So we do have other things too. It's not all Northern California, but we do have a lot from Northern California.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You mentioned in your 20s you left Sonoma. How dare you? And did you go traveling? And what did you do?
Yeah. So I moved to Sacramento, and I lived there, and I went to Sac State.
Okay.
And
I
lived
what's the Sac State?
Hornets.
Go Hornets.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
So Sacramento is a great city. I had so much fun living there. Really cool midtown and music and food, and that was a really.
It's a walkable, bikeable town.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people don't know that Sacramento, in addition to being the capital of California, does have quite a livable location there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people I know who work in the industry in tourism in California, in Sacramento, they love riding their bikes to work and stuff like that. And good farmers markets.
And our sister store is in Sacramento. Of
course.
So
the mothership.
Yeah, the mothership is S and 29th Street. So I lived in Sacramento, and then I had this like travel itch to go live abroad and see something besides California and besides the United States. Right. So I decided to do like an English teaching abroad thing.
Where'd you go?
Taiwan.
Okay.
So yay, Taiwan.
Go Taiwan. Okay, here's the really tough hitting question.
Yeah.
Favorite Taiwanese dish?
Ooh, I would say, I would say the one that just pops into my head initially is tong yo bean, which is a green onion pancake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like a savory fried pancake bread. And it's delicious. It's like a street food item.
Okay.
So we were just I lived in Taiwan for a couple years. I met my now husband there.
Got it. Okay.
So we've gone back quite a few times, and we were just there a few weeks ago, in April.
With the kids?
Yeah, with the kids.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Every time we're on the street, my husband would be like, oh, Jana, look, tong yo bean. I'm like, what? Okay, let's stop and get one. Like,
so you would pull over or run over there?
Yeah, like walk over. And again, it's like they have like a lot of food stands, like food vendors, street vendors. So he would like see one. And of course, like I can't really read in Chinese, so I wouldn't recognize, they have a sign, but and so I wouldn't necessarily recognize the sign, but he would see it and he would like alert me like, hey, there's your favorite snack.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but he makes it at home too, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm lucky. So I got my homemade.
Have you learned or experimented with making any of these dishes, or you're like, I'm going to leave it to my husband because you're just not there?
Yeah,
and like, he's the expert.
A little bit. I've made a few dishes, easy stuff.
Okay.
But I leave it to him for like more complicated things. He's more of the cook. I don't know. I think he's a pretty good cook. So.
Oh, you're lucky. That's very good. Very good.
But yeah, lots of really good food there.
So you traveled to Taiwan.
Yep.
Were you teaching English there as well?
Yeah. So that's where I kind of started with the whole teaching English thing.
Were you able to travel around other parts of Asia?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I went to some really awesome places. I went to the Philippines twice. Good. Loved it there.
Yeah, good place.
Go Philippines.
Yeah.
And
it's a fun spot.
Yeah. And then I went to Thailand. I went to Laos. I went to Hong Kong.
Wow. You
Japan.
Did do it. Okay. This is not on this. Oh, these are like trips from Taiwan.
Yeah.
And what's nice about Taiwan when Southeast Asia, it's short flights.
Yeah, it's like really a good central. Right. So it's like for living there, it was like a great jumping off point because I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a 2-hour flight to Japan.
Oh man.
I'll take a 2-hour flight to Philippines.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Thailand was a little further. It was like 4 hours, but still, like it's.
But that's like
nothing.
New York
and you're in a different country.
LA,
yeah.
Right?
Yep. So yeah, it was great living there and getting to travel around Asia. Cool. Yeah.
And you get the traveling out 'cause now you have the kids.
Yeah. So now, I'm on lockdown now. No.
Now you travel to the store to work. And
no,
to
actually, we just went back to Taiwan with the kids, and they had a great time. It was really fun. It's like I feel like they really have it down with like making things kid friendly there.
How so?
Like like we went to like a mall and they have this cool like little kids arcade and playground. And,
Okay.
but just in general, you go to like malls places, they will have a family bathroom with a large regular sized toilet. And then they'll have like a tiny little child's
For your
toilet.
little kid learning
And
how
then
to
they'll
go
have a
bathroom.
baby holder where you can set your baby down.
Like a cup holder, but for a baby.
Yeah. And then they will have like 2 sinks, also a small size and large size, in there
That's smart.
for you and your
This is what we
kid.
do in the States where like you just
I
have
know,
like you
I'm
have your
like-
kid and you put them in the stall, you don't have to do.
Yeah.
And if they're like a different gender, like just send them in. How do I do this? And,
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It was cool. It was really cool to go back with my kids because I saw a lot of cool stuff that I'm like,
Right.
oh, this is great. Like, it was fun to do. And they had fun. It was just a nice trip. Visiting family, too, of course, was the
You
big
got to
thing.
go see the family. That's the important thing. And you
Yep.
know, and you said they're like preschool aged and school aged.
Yeah,
so,
my daughter's in elementary school. My son's preschool age.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good time to expose them to these things.
Yeah.
So they're used to travel and
Yeah.
doing things like that.
Yeah.
When you're not traveling and
Mm-hmm.
you're not in the store, what are you doing around Sonoma Valley? What do you enjoy doing? Good question.
Yeah, I would say, going on the bike path,
Okay.
going downtown to the park, the plaza, and just kind of being outdoors. I mean, again, owning a business, I think one of the things that is sometimes hard for me is like I'm inside all day and I love the outdoors.
Right.
So, on the weekends, we like to go to the park. We like to go ride bikes, do things like that, or just go, eat yummy food.
No, and I do see a lot of families like at the plaza or Depot Park.
Yeah.
Today, we're recording this on a Friday. The farmers market happens there, and I see a lot of younger kids there.
Yeah.
And then on the Tuesday night market, it's just madness on the
Yeah.
plaza. A lot of,
I was there on
people.
Tuesday. It was kind of madness.
Everyone's got their corn dogs and
Yep.
and doing that thing there. And then, what about? Do you ever go on adventures around the valley and explore things like Sugarloaf or?
Yeah, we love Jack London.
Okay.
Jack London's one of our go-to parks
Okay.
for getting out of like downtown Sonoma.
You drive all 20 minutes to Jack London.
Yes, but yeah, I love Jack London. I love the history of it, but also it's just like a nice area to walk around. Like again,
Yeah.
it's the area with the cottage, and it's not too hard for kids.
It's
My
easy,
kids are still
yeah.
little, so I can't do any like hardcore
You can't do a big
hiking
hike,
yet.
right?
Yeah, so we do like it there. And then what else do we like to do? I haven't been to Sugarloaf in a long time, but that's
No,
a
'cause
good
you have kids.
reminder.
Yeah,
No,
Sugarloaf-
but they have that area with like the little picnic tables
They
in the
do,
creek.
and there's camping up there at the creek,
Yeah.
and they have an observatory. And sometimes people will have their telescopes up there.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, so it's kind of neat. You can bring your kids up there and
Yeah.
see. Astronomers will show you all the different star formations and things like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And the waterfall happens. That's a pretty easy hike from going back. And the creek is, kids like to splash in creeks.
Yeah,
so
just climb on the rocks, and I used to
That's a
love
good
doing.
one.
I know I need to do that, but yeah, around the valley. What else? I mean, those are the big things. Oh yeah, Sonoma Raceway. We love going to Sonoma
We just had
Raceway.
NASCAR in this past weekend. So.
Yep. My husband's kind of a car guy. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
love that.
So we always try to hit up some like
See what's going on
car
over there.
races. We
Yeah.
like those like vintage car races.
Yeah, those are neat.
Like
There's
the
one called
CSRG.
24 Hours of Lemons.
Oh, yeah,
Where they
yeah.
bring in the beater cars.
Uh-huh.
Oh, those look really funny.
Yeah, I know.
Like
We
you
haven't
can't
gone,
spend more
but-
than like $1,000 in your car or something.
Yeah, and it's like really like a 24-hour thing.
Yeah. And they
Oh
try
my
to keep them
gosh.
running. That's the
Yeah.
whole goal, is just to make sure they don't fall apart.
Yep.
Those are good activities, especially
Yeah.
with kids. I know sometimes it can be hard because if you're not wine tasting, it's like what to do. But there's also like Train Town and a lot of activities
Traintown.
that families can enjoy.
Yeah, I'm
that
hoping
more
Traintown
outdoorsy.
would like open more days a week. It's just like seems always so packed on the
Yeah,
weekends. I love
know.
Traintown.
And the summers are supposed to. I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, I really want to take my kids
Traintown,
there
if you're
again.
listening,
Yep.
maybe Thursdays.
Yep,
through
add it on
Sundays
there.
would be a smart way right across from the lodge.
Yep.
And it's actually right by Traintown. There's the bike rental place, and a lot of families will rent bikes and
yeah.
go take off and do things there.
Totally.
There's also pizza. And let me ask, you have little kids.
Yes.
Where do you take them to eat in Sonoma Valley? Because kids
Mm-hmm.
can be, it sounds like your kids are adventurous eaters. You're probably introducing them to more than just chicken nuggets, but also the call of the nugget is very strong.
Oh, totally. My
Yeah.
kids, So again, if we're like down at the plaza, we do love to eat at Slice Shack.
Oh, yeah, Mary's Slice Shack.
Because it's just easy. Like you just grab a slice and go back to the park.
You don't need a whole pizza.
Yeah.
You can buy one slice.
Yeah.
And walk across the street.
And the kids and I and my husband, like, we might all like different pizza flavors.
Right.
So,
Right, it's a good
so
one.
sometimes we just like to go the easy way, and we love Slice Shack, so convenient. We also like Burgers and Vine.
Okay,
The
good.
kids love the kids menu at Burgers and Vine.
Yep. For those B&V is what it's
B&V, that's a good
sign.
one.
Yep.
We were just there the other day. What else do we like? Mary's and Burgers and Vine. Sweet Scoops is always a favorite.
I just sent some people there. Some people are visiting from Canada and Australia, and
Yep.
they were looking for unique Sonoma women's clothing.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was helping them. I'm like, well, most importantly, there are a couple shops and boutiques around the plaza, but he said don't miss Sweet Scoops.
yeah.
And the Watma strawberry ice cream flavor is fantastic.
Ooh, yum.
And the affogato, which I usually get in the afternoon, which is really good, which is espresso and ice cream. You got some good picks there.
Yeah,
I like
and then
that.
also the chocolate cow for ice cream too.
Yes, that's a good spot.
That's
too.
a classic one too. And yeah, my parenting hack for ice cream is get the coffee ice cream, because then when the kids are like, I want some of yours, Mom, I'm like, it has coffee, sorry.
Oh, they won't try it?
Well, I'm like, I convince them it's like not allowed because it has coffee and it's not good for kids.
Oh,
so I'm like,
really?
sorry, it's coffee. I can't share with
My
you
kids
guys.
are teens, and they're like, you didn't make enough coffee this morning.
Oh.
And I was like, get up before 11, because, coffee's not supposed to be sitting there for you all day.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, definitely my kids like the basics. Like,
They do. Okay.
yeah, no, we're not doing anything too crazy with the kids as far as food. They want all the yummy treats.
I have no idea why chicken nuggets are a big thing.
Yeah,
I mean, my kids are now
chicken
past that
nuggets.
age, but for some reason, at a certain age, kids just think that's the best food, or mac and cheese.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, mac and cheese. Yeah, my kids always want mac and cheese.
I love homemade mac and cheese, but if you ever look at the quick and easy mac and cheese, that stuff's terrible.
I know, you're like, what is that?
Yeah, that powder is not supposed to be consumed. Going back to travel and stuff, I kind of like it that you have some, you're a sustainable business, and your goal is to get people to be more sustainable. We put in our visitor guide some tips for how to travel more sustainably.
Oh, great.
I'm going to run them past you.
Okay, yes.
And you can kind of let me know if we're going there.
Okay.
One thing we say is once you've arrived, park the car for short trips and walk, bike, or roll to your destination.
Oh, yeah, that's a great suggestion.
And you already mentioned the bike path, which goes from Sonoma out to the Springs.
Yep.
Goes past several shops, goes to a winery, goes to the plaza, and you can rent a bike. Or most of the hotels here have bicycles that you can just borrow.
Yes.
So
Yeah, biking is great. Sonoma's a really good town for biking.
it's flat.
It's relatively small.
Yeah.
It's flat.
You
Yep.
can get to stuff, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
A lot of times, this year not, but a lot of times water is an issue here. And what I do like about some of the products you sell, like you said, the shampoo and stuff, you don't need a lot of water to get the suds going off that. And you realize that you don't need to use a lot of water. And people may be coming from other parts of the country where it rains a lot. We are a dry Mediterranean-like climate. So we say for visitors, take short showers, turn off the water when brushing your teeth.
Yep.
Right. And especially if you're staying at a hotel, you don't need to change your linens. I mean, just when you're done and checking out, change them. But don't. In the past, people are like, I change it every day. That's a lot of water.
I think the hotels are like going away from that until people are like done with their stay. Like,
but wasn't it kind of crazy that we didn't do that in
Yeah.
the past? We're like, you got to change your sheets every day. You got to change your. That's so much water
yeah,
and soap.
It
right?
is.
And energy. It's nuts.
it is. And then also with hotels, another thing is like those little bottles of shampoo and conditioner and
right.
those little soaps.
Right.
Those are tons of waste.
Right.
So nowadays, like I think at the lodge, I'm pretty sure they do have like they buy their products, locally made products, and then refill.
Got it.
Yeah. So having like refillable products in hotel rooms is
Smart
a
idea.
huge way to
Bulk.
reduce waste.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's a good one. Okay. We're also, some people don't know that you don't need air conditioning in Sonoma that often. You can often just open your window.
Yeah, especially in
night.
the evening,
Yeah.
air it out. It gets kind of
It gets
nice
nice
in
and
here.
cold. Marine layer comes in. I am obligated by this job to say it's always sunny and beautiful in Sonoma.
Oh.
But it's never hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my obligation. And we always tell people to shut the doors when you're leaving to keep the cold air in.
Yeah.
And trap it in and stuff like that. We also say support your local farmer by eating seasonal foods.
Yes.
So go down and make sure that we don't need to fly stuff in from far away if we have an option here that seafood or obviously the strawberries, asparagus is coming in right now. All the seasonal
farmers
stuff.
markets.
Yeah, it's a good spot to
Yeah,
kind of do that.
and Sonoma has a lot of local farms too. You can do like a CSA farm box.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and so we do that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we pick up a veggie box from Kennard Family Farm.
Oh.
And it's like you can do once a week if you want to do a subscription, or you can just get it whenever you want. Just like order it that week. Like I'm going to pick it up, and it's pick up on Saturday. And it's
Do you go to the farm or do you pick it up someplace else?
No, they do 2 drop-off locations, either Winery 16600 or also Baker and Cook.
Oh, yeah.
And
great.
it's just like a great box of freshly picked vegetables and fruits.
Okay,
and
okay.
it's local, and it's all, you don't even, and it's nice because sometimes it's like, you don't have to think about it. You're just like, oh, well, this is what I'm getting this week, so this is what I'm going to cook.
So I'm going to figure out the potato here. I got some pepper over here. I'm going to make it work.
So highly recommend doing that too. I mean, I don't know if visitors necessarily, but for locals.
But it does support, I mean, even a CSA back home carries on the importance of local agriculture.
Yes.
Which helps out. Speaking of Baker and Cook, I saw Jen this morning at the Friday market. Stopped by their store on the way in. I love their seasonal fruit galette.
Ooh.
It is so delicious.
Yeah.
And then she has a thing. She calls them beignets, but they're actually donut holes. I tell her this.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
she
I've
tells
had
me
those.
I'm wrong. Yeah, they're gluten-free. They're so good.
Oh, yeah. You're making me hungry.
I know, they're so delicious.
Stop talking about baked goods.
Such a good
That's
place.
my weakness.
Oh, is it really?
I don't know. I'm just kind of a sweets
Well,
kind of
you're
gal.
right by the bakery over there.
I know.
That's a good one.
I
In
know.
Scandia, get a
It's
sandwich
really
over there.
good. It's, yeah.
Is that where you go for lunch? Like, where do you go for lunch when you're at work? I know you pack
Usually
your lunch
Sonoma
sometimes.
Market,
Good, Sonoma Market. Yep.
or Amy's or Scandia. I mean, all of those places.
Amy's is funny. Is that actually Amy in there?
No, it's Amy's children that now run it.
I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, so she was the previous generation.
Got it. And it's Chinese
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
It's like
Same
classic
family though.
classic American style Chinese.
Yeah,
right?
like-
and it's really good.
It is
and
really good.
It's really plentiful as well.
It is.
I have
yes.
never left there like hungry. No. And I'm like, are you sure you're charging me the right amount of money with this? Because it's so much food and so delicious.
Yeah, they're great over there.
And it's good stuff. Before we get into the quiz part of our program, you brought something in to give to me, which I want to thank you for.
Yes.
Tell me about this.
Yeah, I brought you a bottle of soap because, hey, that's what I do is soap. I mean, that's...
Because that's my job. It would have been weird if it was wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, but it's in a wine bottle, actually.
Yeah.
That's a wine bottle filled with soap. And at my
nice.
store, I have that soap in like a large bulk bottle.
Okay.
And then, people can bring their own containers in to fill up.
Okay.
But what a lot of people do too is people donate containers. Yeah, you can open it.
Okay.
Yeah, people donate containers to us and we sanitize them in like a hospital grade sanitizer. We let it
really?
dry. And then we have lots of free containers. So if you came in and you didn't bring a bottle and you're
Right.
like, darn it, I need something. I don't want to buy a new bottle.
Right.
You can take something from the free bin.
For
so I
real?
just grabbed
That's
that
excellent.
cool little glass mini
It's a
wine
beautiful
bottle.
mini bottle.
Yes, that was from the free bin at my store, and then I filled it with soap for you. So yeah,
And
that's
it's made with lemon and eucalyptus.
yes,
It smells
that's one of
really
my
good.
best-selling soaps. It smells really
delicious.
good. Mm-hmm.
That's what, and because eucalyptus and lemon are smells of California.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, definitely.
That's here.
And that company is based out of San Rafael. EO.
Okay. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you put your own little label on it. It says, I'm refillable.
Yep.
And what I love is you also left the other label on top. So you understand, like, this, reuse your products, people.
Yeah.
And this, it's funny you mention that because there's so many great little bottles I come across.
Oh, so many
And I'm
good
like,
bottles
how
out there
can I
in
use
jars.
this again?
Yeah, they're so cute.
And like we make cold brew coffee at home, and we have all those
uh-huh.
mason jars, and we
Oh,
keep
yeah.
all our jam jars.
Yep.
I didn't know that you guys would sterilize them though if I bring them in.
Yeah.
So you'll clean them out. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, if you have too many and you're like, I'm just not going to use all these jam jars in my own home, drop them by my store.
Okay.
We sanitize them and we put them out for people.
And you have like a hospital grade,
Yeah.
like autoclave kind of thing. So
It's like
if you
a
need to do
yeah.
surgery,
Yeah.
you can just put your scalpel in there
Exactly. I can do that too.
too. That's amazing. What? Oh, you mentioned your 55-gallon drums. Do you ever make those available to people, or people use them
Yes.
for elsewhere? Like, what kind of use, other than The Sopranos using a 55-gallon
Yeah.
drum in a questionable way, what do you use a 55-gallon drum for?
What most people use 55-gallon drums for is collecting rainwater.
Hippies.
Yep. And so those are my people, and I do have 55-gallon drums. So there's two ways. One way is sometimes people just come in and are like, hey, can I get a barrel? And I'm like, yeah, sure, when one is available. I mean,
Got it. Okay.
Once we run out of something, I just call them up. I'll get their phone number and call them up. And they get a 55-gallon drum.
Love it.
The other thing is I work along with a company called Blue Barrel Systems.
Tell me about Blue Barrel.
Yes, they are a really awesome company.
Nice segue. Keep
going. They're a Sonoma County-based company.
Okay.
They help people get reused 55-gallon drums, Blue Barrels.
Okay.
And they help them with the whole setup.
Okay.
To create a rainwater catchment system at their home. So, with the droughts and everything, not that it was a drought this year, but it will come back.
Right.
And you can catch a lot of that water.
You can.
And you can save it. And then for watering your yard.
It's really good. Non-chlorinated water.
Yep.
I was trying to find it because I do have a drum, one in my yard now.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to hook it up to the roof. For now, I've just been using it when you warm up your water, and the cold water runs.
Yeah.
I catch the bucket.
I
pour it out there.
Yep.
Or we had so much rain this past year, I would literally just put a garbage can out in my yard.
Yeah.
And I filled it up.
Yeah.
We had a lot of rain this year.
Exactly. I know.
So I would just pour it, or I got a pump and pump it into it. But it is neat to see the rain catchment systems. I think at the Sonoma Garden Park, they have one, and they kind of demonstrate how it looks when it comes off a roof.
Oh, cool.
And that is a great use, especially for people from everywhere. The company that I ordered the tap from, I was trying to look it up, they're out of Ohio.
Oh, uh-huh.
So Ohio is not what you think of as a dry place, but they do sell the parts for like these neat little taps that are easy to use. So
Yeah.
I would encourage people who, if you are a gardener and you do live in the more arid West, look into getting an access for a 55-gallon drum.
Yeah.
One I got used to be made with, used to have pepperoncinis in it. So it had a great smell.
Yeah. Like a deli.
I know, like a deli. I feel like I always thinking like a sandwich every time I got it.
Totally. That sounds tasty too. Yeah.
But that's a good use of it. And I know Fred Groth from Prohibition Spirits often has 55-gallon drums. Hanson of Sonoma has them. So it's neat that you're kind of keeping that cycle going.
Yes.
Right? You're not just like, here's an extra large plastic package that's not being used.
Yeah.
Someone can use it for something else.
Exactly. So and I always have takers, and I always love to hear from people if they do want a drum. So if anyone's interested, just stop by the store and I'll put your name on the list for a drum.
The drum list. And then while you're there, you can get some refillable soaps.
Of course.
And then you can get some stuff. Okay, you ready for the hard part of our podcast?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to hand these to you.
Okay.
But I'm going to do the introduction. So
Okay.
here we go. So every week we get questions from different people at our 2 visitor centers. We operate them there. We get text messages. We have Facebook. We have emails. And they ask us all sorts of things. You're going to help me answer it. This is a section that we call We Get Questions. Are you ready? You haven't seen these. I just hand them to you right now.
Yes.
Right?
No, I'm
I
looking.
keep a running tally. And people always ask us. So here we go. Here's the first question that we got. We are visiting from Northwest Indiana. I've heard that there are some best times to go to wineries and that they don't stay open too late. We want to see an actual vineyard and taste wine. Do we need to get there early or make a reservation, or how do we do this? So you ready?
Yes. I get to answer the question?
Okay. You're at the visitor center now.
Yes.
You left Refill Madness.
I got this.
And someone from I don't know why they told me they're from Northwest Indiana. Like I would have told them even if they're from Southeast Indiana. So tell me, what was the answer be?
I would say, wineries, I would say mostly daytime, not like late night. So, and they do get busy, especially on the weekends. So if you want to do like a tasting, especially on the weekend, why not call and try and make a reservation? You can also book online a lot of times, which is good. If you have any ideas of wineries, you could just book online. So you can book online, you can call. There's a lot of wineries that have vineyards and tasting rooms.
Can I ask?
You are in luck. We have those.
Do you have a problem seeing a vineyard on a day-to-day basis, you personally?
No.
You
my
don't.
gosh. We're surrounded. We're surrounded by vineyards. It's amazing how many vineyards there are here. But again, you have to go slightly outside of the downtown area.
So you have to go 12 blocks away to see a vineyard.
Yeah, but I mean, even just right outside, like Sebastiani or Buena Vista, Bartholomew Park.
You drive down Broadway, past Broadway Market. There's literally a vineyard right there. So you don't have to go that far.
Yeah, it's very close. Okay. So there's some really good wineries close to downtown. Or the farther you get to, it's even more relaxing. Right. You're like really out in the hills. It's beautiful.
You're in the countryside.
So I would say either look online. You can stop by the Visitors Bureau. to get some ideas on which winery to go to.
You're hired.
Yes.
All right, good.
And they could probably even help you with a reservation, too.
They probably could. Those people are smart. Okay, good.
Yep.
So here's another question we got. Ready?
Yes.
Why can't we get a meal at a vineyard? Like a real meal?
You know, I think there's some sort of, I don't know, is there some sort of like anti-food rule or picnicking or... I mean, I think you can picnic. I think you can picnic here in Sonoma. I think maybe in Napa they don't allow picnicking at some wineries. Is that true?
We will never besmirch the good name of those people who live just east of Eden.
I know. I feel like I've heard that though. But I know in Sonoma I have gone to many a vineyard and brought food, and it's very welcome.
Right.
I don't know about
meal.
Serving
so here's the key though. Get a meal at a vineyard or meal at a winery. That's because their main function is a vineyard.
Yeah.
Or a winery.
Right.
But we do have these things we call restaurants.
Yeah.
And they serve food all the time.
Totally.
And this is where, again, where people kind of get confused. They think, well, we want to see vines. You can sit at many restaurants and see vines.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's many, especially in Glen Ellen and Kenwood.
Oh, yeah. You're
overlooking the vines.
Totally.
Sometimes it's a permitting issue. Sometimes the winery is not a restaurant license. And they'll serve like prepared foods, or they'll have charcuterie platters.
Right.
Charcuterie is just a fancy word for salami and
Yeah,
different meats and
cheese.
cheeses and deliciousness. And
Yes.
they're very artistic, not like the way I do my Lunchables.
Yeah.
They look good.
Slightly beyond a Lunchable.
Slightly beyond the elevated. Lunchables elevated.
Yeah.
But there are some that have real-ish meals, like St. Francis Winery has a fantastic food and wine pairing.
Oh.
That is very substantial. Many of them offer food options. Ledson has a cafeteria, or not cafeteria, but like a deli. So there are a lot of wineries that you can get food at. But if you want like a full-service restaurant and you're expecting a multi-course meal, just go to Salt and Stone in Kenwood.
Yeah.
Go to
there's
Glen
so many
Ellen
good
Star.
restaurants
just
that are
find a
near
place.
near a vineyard.
Tips Roadside is right there. They're all
Kenwood has some great little
It
spots
does.
there.
It does.
It's
Palooza's
just
right there.
nestled in the hills and vineyards.
That's Kenwood. We're nestled.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
It's so pretty out there.
So people come up, they ask us all sorts of questions. It's weird. They just come up and they just ask. It's random. So here's one people just randomly ask me. Isn't this amazing?
Yep.
That's what they said. There are bugs bothering me, but I don't want to slather my body in toxic chemicals. What's a good way to make a more sustainable bug repellent?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Actually, that is something we make at my store.
Get out of here.
Yes.
What are the odds they would ask me that
I
question?
know. That
Tell
is
me
so strange.
they just randomly asked me this.
I know.
What
a fortunate question to ask. So we actually make a house-made bug repellent in my shop, which is made with just natural essential oils. Okay. Bugs do not like things like eucalyptus, lavender, citronella.
Okay.
So you can it's really, honestly, if you have any of those essential oils, mix it with some water in a spray bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, water. You could mix a little alcohol in there.
Okay.
For to preserve it, and it helps with evaporating. A little alcohol. A little witch hazel is also good.
Okay.
As the base, and then essential oils. Yep, the bugs do not like those.
And you sell this at Refill Madness.
Yeah, we have it all pre-made. So if you don't have citronella essential oil at home, I got you covered.
You got it all there.
And we have little spray bottles too.
Okay, good.
We have little spray bottles, so we can fill it up.
Okay.
And that way, because there's some mosquitoes out this year, and even ticks.
Yeah.
If you go out and my son had one earlier this year.
Long pants.
Yeah,
it's hard, especially with kids. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So you can get some natural bug repellent for sure.
All right, good. Here's a question we got. It was a very short question. It's 2 words. We kind of answered it. Ready?
I know.
Ice cream?
Yes.
Which I think they were asking where they can get ice cream. I don't know. It was it was so short. Ice cream? Maybe that was a text message one. What you've already kind of mentioned it, but help me out. Where can we get ice cream?
Here's some great ice cream spots. Okay. Of course, the Chocolate Cow.
Chocolate Cow.
And they have lovely candy and also souvenirs.
Yep.
Sweet Scoops.
Sweet Scoops, good one.
And their sister store, Darling.
Oh, right. Good.
Which I believe is mostly open on the weekends.
Right. Over there in the Whole Foods Marketplace.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so Sweet Scoops, Darling, Chocolate Cow.
Those are good ones.
Sonoma Market has a
they
little
do.
like
Yeah.
gelato counter.
They do, right by
Yeah.
the coffee. You're
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
That's
So
smart.
if you're going to Sonoma Market to get some things, you could also stop there. And they have little seats outside too.
And we have local, if you want to get like a pint of locally made ice cream, in addition to like Sweet Scoops and stuff, but like Clover Sonoma is a local brand that's made here,
yeah.
and Strauss Family Dairy.
Yep.
Sometimes at their farmer's market. It's really, there's a difference between, it's whole fat ice cream. It's really good. Yeah, it's delicious. And then the stuff that you get from a large national retailer is not, it tastes like chemicals.
Yeah, no, totally.
You want cream and sugar.
Exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
and then a few other ice cream spots.
Oh, yeah.
La Michoacana.
Okay, yes, thank you.
And Cielito.
Yeah, okay, good call on both
We
of those.
can't forget those ones. They're slightly outside the city limits, but they're part of
in
the valley.
Yeah, so La Michoacana is about 5 minutes outside of town. They have paletas, which are like a Mexican-style popsicle, and also really good ice cream.
Oh, they have the
I
best-
like rum raisin. What do you like?
Ooh, well, I always get this thing. They're called like fruit waters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So they have like horchata, but then
Yeah.
they have strawberry. They have a
Yeah.
mixed fruit, and it's
Yeah.
like a creamy fruit drink.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Those are good. There's also one Spanish called Jamaica, and I can't remember the English word for it, but it hibiscus. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really, it's kind of like a sour, sweet taste to it.
Yeah.
And I really like that stuff.
Yep. So
And
that's really
I
good.
could
And
call.
at Cielito, they have really
Yeah.
good smoothies too.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they have really good smoothies, and they have coffee there too.
It's a little bit past, it's about 10 minutes outside of the plaza area next to Teen Services Bikes. You'll see them there on the left-hand side when you're heading out of town. They also have churros. And it's important we mention churros
Yes.
just because I love churros.
You can get like a churro sundae.
Yeah, you can. They're
Yeah.
really good. They're good. And it's funny because the kids there that go to school nearby, after school, you see them lining up for the ice cream and the churros. And the parents are like, just give me the coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, and some churros. And you get bonus points then for remembering La Michoacana and Cielito.
Yes.
Those are all really
and,
good.
I think a lot to when they come to Sonoma, I think in the Springs there's a lot of good restaurants, and of course,
is.
like everybody wants to go to El Molino,
Right,
and it's right over there.
Right. There's a lot of good
but
spots
there's a
there.
lot of other good restaurants on Highway 12.
If you go from, ready? Interesting fact.
Yes.
From Kina's Kitchen, which technically is right inside the city limits, up to the Fairmont is is a mile exactly.
Oh, okay.
And you can eat at Kina's Kitchen, Sonoma Eats, La Michoacana. You can hit up, there's some more in there.
That new spread.
Spread, right?
Yep.
Spread's so good.
Yep.
Thank you. Which is like Middle Eastern Lebanese style food. Oh, they're so good with their sandwiches and their kebabs and things like that.
Yep.
So there's a lot of food choices. I think
Yeah.
La Hacienda might be, I can remember the before after, but
Yeah, La
really good
Hacienda is
Mexican
over
food.
there.
A couple food trucks are there. Costa Tacos is in the Sonoma Eats on Monday afternoons. You could just eat your way through the Springs.
Yeah.
And El Foco has a pizza.
Yep.
So you could try all sorts of different types of food. You could eat. I mean, you'd have to walk it because
Yeah.
you have 8,000
You gotta
calories.
walk it off.
But you had a great thing there. So,
Yeah.
well, this has been wonderful. So,
It has.
thank you for coming in and
Of
telling me about.
course.
Before we go, Zero Waste Week.
Oh, yes.
I saw something about this, which is in July.
Yes, let's talk about that.
And I see. First, my most important thing: we could take a tour of the water treatment plant.
That's pretty cool.
So if you ever want to know where it goes, when you go, you can take a tour of that. But so it looks like Zero Waste Week is a whole week of learning how to be zero waste, and it looks like you're a part of it. It's on your website, but it's not just at your store.
No, so actually it's a whole county North Bay thing.
Okay.
Zero Waste Sonoma really is an awesome organization. They really help out in recology too. They help out big time with like a lot of like zero waste efforts on helping people just understand how to kind of create less trash. Really there's so many ways to do it. And so this Zero Waste Week it highlights what, and helps people understand like what we can do. And so they have some really cool events like Fix It clinics.
Okay.
Like instead of just throwing that thing away that's broken, hey, why don't we fix it
Why don't you
and
try
keep
to fix
using
it?
it?
Okay.
Yeah, so they have
Okay.
like Fix It clinics. I think they have a clothing swap.
They do. I think it's
Like-
Mend and Befriend is the clothing swap on July 27th.
Yes, that
Cool.
sounds right. Because again, do we have lots of clothes already? Yes. Do we need to
Right.
keep churning out more clothes? No.
there's a lot of clothes out
Oh my
there.
God, and thrift stores. Like,
Yeah.
can I just say thrift stores are the way to go when it comes to shopping? Like,
No, there's a
So,
whole talk
but-
about like fashion. Fast fashion has been
Yeah.
really bad for the environment.
It's horrible.
And then you might as well buy quality clothes and then learn how to fix your clothes.
Yeah.
And mend and befriend, as it says here.
Yep. And then they have different like cleanup activities. I think they usually have one here in the city of Sonoma.
Okay.
There's all sorts of different events, and it just helps people kind of get in touch with how can we be a little better, a little more sustainable?
Right.
What can we do? And
maybe a little more aware of the cycle of products
Yeah.
in our life. And
Yep, exactly.
This is cool. All right, so all this information, plus information about your store, is on your website. Can you remind me what that website is?
yes, so our website is refillmadnesssacramento.com. We share it with our sister store in Sacramento.
Okay.
And you can go in there. You can see information about the Sacramento location, but also there's a tab where it says locations. And then if you click on locations and you click on Sonoma, you can see our store hours. They're a little different from Sacramento, so make sure you click on the Sonoma tab to see our store hours and phone number and everything. So you can get our information there.
Got it.
We try to, I'm sending out a newsletter pretty soon with other stuff, probably Zero Waste Week, new products, things like that. We also have that for our store too.
And you guys sell all sorts of stuff for bulk, anything, any questions you have, like as far as like, how do I clean this up? How do I do the bug repellent? Yeah. In addition to the product, you have the expertise.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the benefit of shopping small businesses is we can talk to you and we can explain things to you. When you go to like a big box store, they're not going to tell you how to mix this and that.
Nobody at Walmart's going to give you the time of day to tell you how to make stuff, right? They're not going to tell you where the borax or whatever is, but you have the ability to do that and the expertise.
I love helping people find out like what's the best product for them, which one, what are their special needs that they need, and what's the right fit. And we have so many things, and we're happy to help you find it and explain things to you. So please come in and feel free to ask any questions.
Fantastic. And again, the website one more time?
refillmadnesssacramento.com.
Okay.
Yes.
And is there like a general email or like
info? You can also find us on Instagram, Refill Madness Sonoma on Instagram and on Facebook. But yeah, honestly, if you just really have like a question, just call the store. It's the easiest way. Just talk to me, and
you're there for it.
I am there for it, and and we really like. Of course, I love technology, and you can email and things, but sometimes just a phone call is the easiest way.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
All right. Thanks for having me, Tim. This is wonderful.
And for everybody else, if you have questions about Sonoma Valley, go to sonomavalley.com for deals, special offers, and even learning how to be a sustainable traveler. Mom and Dad, thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.